I think it's important to, or what I mean by technology making sense, it's about how we cannot ignore what's happening in many other fields when we're developing technology. So often I think we surface through environmental challenges and we barely touch societal or cultural topics when developing technology. And I think in the future it'll need to be a little bit more inclusive. I think there's a lot of technology development for the sake of technology development, and there's some really interesting people talking about how there's a fine line between innovation and novelty, and I think that's defined by how aware you are about how technology fits in with the other cultural or also philosophical expectations of the lifestyle we want to have in the 21st century. I think maybe that refers to different things. One of them is about how design is not a linear topic. Design and creativity are very much together, and they're not about becoming an expert within your own topic. I think engineers are very good at that, for example. They're very good at knowing their box, and they're very good at understanding every single corner of that box. Design, or at least the kind of design I work with, is more about if you have all those boxes, if you have all those lines, how can you interconnect those lines, and how can you make sure that there's no room for people to miss the ideas of others, and that we're all informed, so that technology, that whatever we're designing or developing, is also in line with what we see emergent in all these other boxes. That we're experts at. I guess it can be summarized by the whole holistic design approach. This idea that we really do need to address many topics with one answer. But there's a great opportunity to do that, and I think platforms like this one is really good for people to open their minds a little bit and to understand how can we actually see each other's in some other one's battles, and how we can collaborate to provide better solutions. I think design is a consequence of creativity, and creativity is in itself a consequence of a person's well-being, a person's health, a person's curiosity. And I think that curiosity can be sparked by an atmosphere that is based on awareness, whether it's awareness of who in my neighborhood is doing what, and what kind of ideas are they working with, or awareness of, through the media, what is going on in the world and how I can have a point of view about what's going on in the world. But ultimately, and by this I'm positioning creativity and design in the same box, next to awareness, but also next to business. And I think that's when creativity can, through design, influence business and influence, the paradigm or the conditions that we think, the laws that dictate the way we live our lives. Maybe where there might be some room for questioning. I think technology that can trigger you to imagine, and the technology that can help you question and think, that's wonderful. But it's, as I said before, we live in a world where everything is relative to everything, and because of the internet now, everyone is an expert at everything. So ultimately, what I think defines great design is just curating these technologies into platforms for people to continue developing their minds, but not dictating, this is the way you should live, or this is the way you should experience, but rather just platforms.